America is not a racist country.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin DeLeon does an interview with CBS out in Los Angeles and explaining, his side of things, but he's really just repeating the same thing multiple times. But I thought I would show you the interview anyway. So, what he's pretty much saying is he apologizes for not stopping the conversation. And he also is saying, that he is not intending on resigning. Instead, he wants to stay and repair his relationship with everyone at the LA City Council. So I'm going to go ahead and play this interview, and I'll be right back.
Spoke with LA Councilman Kevin DeLeon, who says he has no plan on resigning his council seat, but he also says he failed. I guess my first question to you is the question all of LA has for you, which is, what is Kevin DeLeon going to do? Will you resign your council seat?
Let me say that I'm not going to mince words. I'm not going to deflect blame. I'm not going to defend the defenseless. This past week, I've taken inventory with my family, with my friends, with my staff, and I've raised a light, a bright light, doing self-examination. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry to my constituents. I'm sorry to my colleagues. I'm sorry to the family of Mike Bond and to my family, to all those who have supported me, especially the janitors and security officers and the hotel workers, because I failed. I failed to step up and shut down a conversation. The words that were incendiary, words that were painfully hurtful, and I didn't do that. And I'm so sorry for the city of LA for not stepping up and being the leader that they expect me to be. Listen, I grew up in poverty, youngest child of a single immigrant mother with a third grade education. And I represent a district that's among the poorest in the entire nation. It was devastated because of the coronavirus. I had the highest infection and mortality rate. I have the largest homeless population in the entire city of Los Angeles. It's a district it's been underserved, it's been under-resourced, it's been under-financed, it's been underrepresented for years, if not decades. And my constituents deserve representation. I know I have to do the hard work. I have to do the really damn hard work to repair and to restore, the breach of trust that I've lost with so many folks. But my district does deserve representation. And I plan on continuing to represent my constituents. This has been really difficult and really painful. Yeah. I'm just so profoundly sorry for the hurt that I've caused, for so many communities in the city of Los Angeles.
Do you think that apology, though, will be enough when the calls for your resignation have come from as high as the President of the United States to the mayor to all the council members? I mean, how do you face those council members when going to work if they're all saying it's not tenable for him to come back?
I have to repair those relationships and regain the trust of my colleagues. I have to repair and regain the trust of others who have confided in me. I've always been up against many, many challenges. And obviously this is surely the biggest one I've ever confronted in my life. But my constituents do deserve representation. We need to heal as a city, and we need to come together and heal as a city. And I want to be part of that.
But let me press you on that a little bit. Is it possible, though, given what we've heard, for you to be part of that?
We shall find out. First and foremost, I have to repair my relationship with my constituents, the people who elected me to represent them in City Council District 14. I have to repair relationships with so many other communities that have been so vital and so supportive of me. I had to repair my relationships with my colleagues. That's going to be hard. This won't be easy, and I know that. I have to do the hard work, and I have to roll up my sleeves. But I want to help heal the city. I want to help heal the wounds that have existed for many years, if not decades. And I want to be part of that.
I mentioned the people who are not supporting you, but has there been anyone who is supporting you who would come out publicly and say that they would like to see you stay in office and make these, proceed with this healing that you're talking about?
I have a lot of folks who have been very supportive of me during this very difficult moment. Folks have voiced their thoughts and opinions. Folks who I've apologized to profusely. That I failed in that moment, and I failed to step up. I failed to not shut down a conversation that I should have shut down, and I accept, my full responsibility. Like I said, I'm not going to deflect blame. I'm not going to mince words. That's not the Kevin DeLeon that so many folks know. That's not the Kevin DeLeon that so many folks, have known as a leader on so many issues. But I accept my responsibility, and I accept my responsibility for a lot of the pain that exists today.
Take me inside that conversation, because I think a lot of people were just sort of horrified by the concept of it. And obviously you're not the first politicians to have sort of a backroom, situation like this, where a group of politicians are sort of meeting to kind of carve up the city and talk about this sort of redistricting issue. How did this meeting come about, and what was the ultimate goal?
The meeting was called by then Council President Nury Martinez. She asked us to attend this meeting. I was invited to the meeting. The role that I wanted to play is I wanted to have a voice in terms of representation for my district, that irrespective if I were to be there for many years or not that many years, that it would have a voice. It's a largely Latino neighborhood. It is largely poor. It is a community that has been understaffed, under-resourced, under financed, and underrepresented for many years, if not decades. So I wanted to make sure that we had a voice at the table, that we would have political representation, because political representation does matter. Absolutely. And that's why I was there.
Right, and I mean, of course, there's been past injustices too for Latino representation. But the problem is, during this meeting, we heard Gil Cedillo say very clearly that he wanted to carve up historic African American seats and change them over to Latino seats. People hear that and they hear a very racist situation playing out there, and it seemed like nobody stood up and said, "Hey, no, that's totally wrong."
But it didn't work out. It didn't. At the end of the day, it didn't pan out that way. Without question, folks are entitled to their thoughts, to their opinions. I can't speak for someone else on what their thoughts, what comes out of their mouth.
But you didn't stop them,
and I failed in my leadership in doing so, and that's why I failed. I didn't step up, and I didn't intervene, and I didn't put a stop to it, and I am forever sorry for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, after listening to that interview, he's trying to sound sincere, but at the end of the day, it's all because you got caught. It really is. He didn't specifically say anything directly to the Black community. He just went on there and made this big, broad apology and apologizing, to his constituents and his colleagues and this and that, but he didn't mention the Black community at all. And I mean, look, this looks like one of those CYA interviews at the end of the day. Look, once this is said and done, will the brown politicians in Los Angeles stop doing what they're doing? I don't think so. They're just going to go in a more covert way of undercutting the Black community. I really do. I don't believe these people change. I don't believe they have the ability to change. It's just like what we see in politics, just in general. These folks never change what they do to us. They just kind of go underground or go covert with it, but they still carry it out. And I think that is exactly what's going to happen in LA. But if you think I'm wrong, you can let me know in the comment section. But no, I'm not feeling his apology at all. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.